Hello guys, and welcome back to another video of Architects 3DP. As you have seen in the intro, today I'm bringing you a different type of content. After 20 episodes, we have finished the series where we assembled the best DIY 3D printer that I'm gonna review very soon. In this video, I'm gonna review this little, tiny, nano beast 3D printer. That is the EasyThreed NANO. It was sent to me by EasyThreed or EasyThreed, the company that manufactures them a while ago. And the experience that I had with it so far has been, trust me, surprisingly good. If at the end of the video you're impressed by the quality and the price of this EasyThreed Nano 3D printer, I'll let you down in the description the link to their store in Budapest, where you can buy it for only $150 in the US or €135 if you live in Europe. I will also link their website, Facebook page and email in case you want to reach them out. I'm gonna start with the unboxing and then we'll see the best features of the 3D printer. But before starting, be sure to click here in the subscribe button and to ring that bell to be notified when cool stuff is uploaded. If you do it, you will help me creating new content and growing the channel to reach more special viewers like you. Alright, so the printer comes fully assembled inside this box. It seems impossible since the box itself is very small, but yeah, it's totally real. Inside the cardboard box, we can see that the printer comes very protected, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the box. Once we remove all the protections and bag, this is what we got. As you can see, it has all the components inside. And look, it's literally smaller than my hand. I'm gonna remove now all the plastics and protections to see the actual 3D printer itself. As you can see, the printer has full windows, one on each of the vertical sides, that are made of transparent plastic and will help while keeping the heat inside of the print area, what is really cool. For now, I'm leaving them here apart to have a better look at the interior. Alright, so that was the last panel, and finally I'm going to remove this white box that was inside of the print area. Okay, so here we have all the components of this EasyThreed Nano 3D printer. We have the 4 transparent windows in this side, the printer itself, and this white box that we're gonna open real quick. But before doing that, if we have a look inside of the 3D printer, we can see a few more shipping protections that we're going to carefully remove. So we'll start with these 2 green 3D printed parts that, as you can see, have been specially designed for this use. And finally we'll remove these 2 foam blocks that are just securing the Z-axis of the printer and look kinda like this. Okay, so after removing these last protections, we have our 3D printer ready to go. And looking as great as this. And trust me, yes, you can literally start printing. It is that easy. But before start printing yet, I'm gonna focus this part on the content of this white box that we previously removed from the interior of the printer. First we find when we open it are these 2 3D printed components that I think are part of the spool holder and we'll later figure out how to assemble. Next we'll find the power cord to plug the 3D printer to the socket, as well as this short USB cable to connect the printer to our PC. Then we can find this USB MicroSD card reader that has a 1GB MicroSD card inserted, which is a nice detail. Next we'll find a Phillips screwdriver that we'll use to level the bed, a plastic spatula to remove the prints from it, and then we can find what looks like a spool of filament. Remember that this printer costs only $150 and it even includes a spool of filament. As we can see, it's a 250 gram spool of 1.75mm white PLA that we'll definitely test later. Finally, we'll find here the power supply that will connect to the cable we've seen before and will power up our 3D printer. Since I got the UK version of the printer, it came with this UK plug, and I'm going to replace the original cable with this one that I had laying around, with the European socket. Wait, I think there's something else in the box. Oh yeah, this looks like the missing 3D printed part for the spool holder. And finally here we have the user manual that is correctly translated to English. The manual includes here at the end a very deep message, by the way, that says thank you for using EasyThreed NANO and their website address EasyThreed.com. You definitely have to visit them after that. I'm gonna let you know with a couple shots and I'll see you back in a couple seconds to show you the best features of this 3D printer. It is so cool, right? The first we see when we look at this 3D printer is its unique design, especially if you are used to deal with rewrap style printers. Okay, so continuing with the size, the EasyThreed Nano is very small. It's literally smaller than my hand, with the dimensions of 188 by 188 with a height of 198mm. As you can see, it fits in the build plate of my custom 3D printer, the Architects 3DP i3. It is very light as well, since it weighs barely 1 kg, what makes it very handy to transport everywhere you go. As you're going to see later, it is very easy to use, since it has a one-click function. So what you have to do to make a print is just insert the MicroSD card with the G-code file, plug in the power cable, and press the button start. That's it! This fact makes it very good for kids, students, to learn in school, or to start in the world of 3D printing. If we have a closer look to its best features, we can see that the electronics, motor, etc. are located here behind the heated bed. The movement is transmitted to the extruder through these threaded rods and polygonal rods, reaching the extruder finally through these belts. The extruder block is very compact and robust, and hosts all the components inside, what makes it safer for kids, as well as the transparent panels that you can install to keep the heat inside, as well as making it even safer. The build quality is actually very good. I was really impressed the first time I saw it printing. As you can see, the materials look so good. All the visual cables are sleeved, and the 3D printed filament spool holder makes it function as it should. Another fact that I love from this 3D printer is its removable magnetic print bed. It is very useful to remove your prints, and the rubber-coated surface makes your prints stick perfectly if you have the print bed perfectly calibrated. To level it, you have to use the provided screwdrivers and the 4 screws, adjusting it till we see a perfect first layer. From the outside, in the front we just have the start, pause or stop button. If you press it once, it will start the print. Then while printing, if you click once, you can pause the print and resume it again with another click. If you hold the button more than 3 seconds, it will stop the print, what will lift the nozzle a couple centimeters. If we have a look at the back, we can see from the right to the left the socket for the power cable, the socket for the USB cable, the socket to insert the microSD card, that by the way you have to insert upside down, and finally a little switch here under the extruder cord that will allow us to feed and retract manually to load and unload the filament. That's exactly what I'm gonna do now. So the first step will be to take the filament spool, introduce it in the spool holder and assemble it. Once done, we'll attach it to the 3D printer frame here on top. Next we'll plug the power cord, and here in the back we'll move the switch to the position feed. It will heat up the extruder, and once it reaches the temperature, it will start extruding material through the nozzle. One advice is that you leave the nozzle 8 or 9 cm to allow the filament to go out perfectly. To do that, we'll use the command stop a few times, so we'll hold the button in the front 3 seconds and it will go up a bit. We'll repeat this process a couple times till we have enough space to see the nozzle perfectly. Once the printing temperature is reached, the extruder will start feeding filament through the nozzle. So then we'll pick up the extreme of the filament from the spool and we'll insert it through this white tube coming out of the extruder. We'll hold it pressing gently until we see it coming out of the nozzle. Once it's extruding constantly, we're ready to start printing. So we'll insert the microSD card with a G-code in the slot and we'll hit the button start. After a couple seconds it will start the print and I'm gonna let you with a time-lapse of the process. As you can see, the printer is very silent, so you can have it printing at home while you do other stuff. Once the print is finished, we just have to take the removable bed and just bend it to take our print out of the bed very easy. Alright, so here we have our first print. As you can see, it's not bad at all. Since the EasyThreed NANO doesn't have a layer fan, the printer can make perfect prints if you don't have complicated overhangs or bridges. If you look at this muffin, the little bridging between the legs and the handle are too bent. A layer fan will help here, but anyways we will have this situation only in some prints. The marlin in the time-lapse was printed with a 0.2 layer height, and I've printed it again using a 0.3 as well as a 0.1mm layer heights to compare the difference. As you can see, the quality is so good in the three prints, but especially in the 0.1mm case, when it's just fantastic. As I was saying, the printer will handle perfectly all kinds of prints with no overhangs, and it has an incredible good quality, as you can see in these objects that I printed with the Nano. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Remember that you will find the links for this EasyThreed NANO 3D printer down in the description. If you want a guide of how to configure it in Cura or their included E3D software, you like this content or you just have any suggestions, just let me know down below in the comment section. Finally, I just wanted to ask you to subscribe to Architects 3DP if you still haven't. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and share this episode to reach more people that will enjoy with the new projects. And as always, a special shout out to our Patreon supporters for making this channel possible. If you want to join them and support the channel as well, you can do it navigating to patreon.com/architects3dp or clicking here in the top right corner. Okay guys, so as always, see you in the next video.